In the recent Aussie arm wrestler interview, Devon made an interesting A beats B, B beats C, so A beats C kind of comparison between himself, Hermes Gasparini and Levan Saginashvili. And I'll have to say I completely agree with Devon on this topic. But one thing that I don't agree with Devon on is the advice that he gave to Brian Shaw, or should I say the advice that he's planning to give to Brian Shaw during their upcoming collab. Hello Arm Wrestling fans, I'm Pradeep from Arm Wrestling News. So first of all, in the recent video, we guessed that Devon is working on and constantly talking about his inside game, not to force Levan in a hook and beat him there, but just to prevent Levan Saginashvili's flop press in case he has one. And a day after that, Devon released his Unfloppable song. It was an amazing masterpiece. So the doubts that I may have had in my mind about that strategy are kind of cleared now. Yes, Devon is training his inside game just to prevent that Gennady Quickvinia situation where he couldn't handle the flop press. The last time Levan made fun of Devon by saying that he is training with a bunch of children at the Ottawa High Hookers Club. This time Devon went one step further by saying that his last training to prepare himself for Levan is going to be with his daughter Hebri Larrett, and she is going to be the perfect partner for Devon to train for Levan. On a more serious note, Devon said that his training is almost completely finished, and it looked like that he's kind of willing that the match happens as soon as possible. It will be better for Devon if it happens next week or maybe just a couple of days from now. He is that much prepared already. So looks like the future for Devon is well set, but he hasn't forgotten about the past as well, and that has truly helped him prepare for the future. Devon said that the last time he didn't focus enough on strength, which is kind of strange because after the Denis Siplankov loss on the left arm, Devon clearly said that strength is topmost. There is nothing that can beat strength. Denis was probably 30% stronger than me, and this is the only thing that I need to train as of now. But maybe it looks like he made the same mistake against Levan as well, just assuming that Levan is going to be way too strong, so there is no point in working on strength. Last time I faced Levan, I made concessions in training. I thought this guy's strength is completely astronomical and on a different level that I'm just not gonna get to. So I didn't try to fight him there, which was a massive error. It's a huge mistake. And this time Devon has focused on strength more than anything else. We saw Devon being crazy about these 1 rep maxes more than we have ever seen him in the past, maybe other than that high hook training that he used to do in the past, but that was more than a decade ago. Then he spoke about his left arm and his right arm. Devon kind of jokingly said that if Tobias Sporong beats Kamil Jablonski, who beat Devon Larrett, then he'll probably rethink about his left arm, and he may think that his left is somewhere around top 20 in the world. It may not be as great as he thinks, because recently we have heard Devon say that his left is good enough to defeat Levan Saginashvili and also Denis Siplankov. Not this Denis, the peak-shaped Denis Siplankov from 2018. So from that to being top 20 in the world is a massive downshift. Now the comparison between himself, Hermes Gasparini and Levan Saginashvili. So Devon said that before the Hermes match, I said, and I believed that to be true, that I defeated Dave Chaffee way easier than Hermes Gasparini did. And that match was good enough for me to know that I am going to defeat Hermes Gasparini. And he even told Hermes that before the match actually happened. So this worked out really well for Devon. And now he's saying the same thing for Levan versus Hermes match. So Devon defeated Hermes Gasparini, which is kind of still very strange that he defeated Hermes way easier, looks like 5 times more easier than Levan Saginashvili did. And this leads Devon to believe that he's going to defeat Levan as well. And I think it's a fair comparison. Sometimes people say that A beats B, B beats C. This doesn't really work in arm wrestling, but I'll say those are exceptional cases. In 90% of matches, that formula does work. Guys like Neil Pickup will always tell you that arm wrestling is grey, it's not black and white. But not only arm wrestling, I'll say 90% of everything in this world is absolute black and white and not grey. So the Brian Shaw collaboration, which Brian Shaw and Devon both have already talked about multiple times, is going to happen in May this year. This is already confirmed. Devon said that he will be giving one primary advice to Brian Shaw, and that is not holding on to people. He should focus on his posting style top roll, and then he will be unstoppable. So why do I disagree with this advice? So Brian Shaw has already mentioned multiple times that he will be focusing on low level tournaments at first. If he wins them, then he will focus on high level arm wrestling. So at low level tournaments, Brian Shaw's immense grip strength, which is greater than Hermes, greater than Levan, greater than Devon, all of the arm wrestlers except for maybe RVJ, I think it can be close, and then Khalid Jashel. Brian Shaw's grip is literally almost top 5 in the world. And if we combine all aspects, maybe top 3 in the world. So for him, not holding on to people can be really detrimental. Someone like Brian Shaw, when he competes in semi-pro super heavyweight division in USA, can win 90% of the matches with just his grip strength without letting his opponents slip. And if he tries to go to the straps, he may get tired and he may be in some trouble. So yes, we can say that way Brian Shaw will get more training, but trust me, there will always be some guys who will slip against him, and in those matches, he can get his training. So with this advice, I completely disagree with. You're talking about the top 5 or top 3 grip guy in the world. He should absolutely hold on to people and trying to defeat them without letting them slip. And one final news, once again, Devon repeated the same thing again, that Joe Rogan podcast will happen when the time is right. In the past, Devon said that the time will be right after the LEVAN match. He didn't win that. If he wins this one, then that podcast will happen. If he doesn't, Devon will wait for some time more. That's my guess. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe.